Hi, I'm Peggy Farron with Understand Photography. Today we're going to talk about how to get a good shot of the moon without glare. Here at Understand Photography, we find that many photographers are disappointed by the results when they try to photograph the moon. They place their camera on a tripod, meter on the night sky, and take a long exposure. The result is a grossly overexposed moon that is oval in shape. And why? It's nighttime and it's dark. The moon shouldn't be overexposed, should it? Well, the answer is simple if you think about it. The moon is a big, light gray rock, directly illuminated by the sun. It's bright. Your camera settings should be similar to what you would use to photograph a landscape at midday. The moon is also moving across the sky faster than you realize. The moon travels about half its diameter every minute. A long exposure will blur the image, making the moon appear oval. When you meter on the moon in the night sky, the moon takes up only a small portion of the frame. If your camera is set to matrix or evaluative metering, your meter sees all the black of the sky and calculates an exposure that is going to make the sky gray, and the moon is going to be drastically overexposed. If your camera is set to spot metering, that's better. However, the meter may also be fooled depending on the focal length of your lens. The meter spot might be considerably larger than the moon. So the more of the night sky that's in the metering zone, the more inaccurate the meter will be. So, since your camera's meter controls exposure in any automatic mode, to photograph the moon, it's best to set your camera in the manual mode. And fortunately, there's a great way to determine your initial settings. It's called the Looney 11 rule. With an aperture set to f11, a starting shutter speed is going to be the same as the ISO. So if your ISO is 400, set your shutter speed to 1/400th of a second. If the ISO is 800, set your shutter speed to 1/800th of a second. So you get the idea. The brightness of the moon varies depending on where it is in the sky and the amount of junk in the atmosphere. The Looney 11 rule will give you a good starting point. Take the photo, check your exposure, and adjust as needed. Remember, the moon is moving, so keep your shutter speed at 1/200th of a second or faster for best results. The moon looks best when it's slightly underexposed, and partial moons are more interesting than a full moon. You may have trouble with autofocus as well, so make sure your lens is in manual focus. And that's the basics of capturing a great moon photo. So now, go out and take one.